The vast emptiness of space stretched before the Earth Defense Fleet ship Vigilant as it patrolled the outer edges of human territory. Captain Tom Walker stood on the bridge, his experienced eyes scanning the holographic displays that surrounded his command chair. "Sir, we're picking up an anomaly at bearing 047, reported Officer Mike Reed from his sensor station. It's moving erratically, and the energy signature doesn't match anything in our database." Walker leaned forward, his interest piqued. After 15 years in space, he had learned that anomalies often meant trouble or discovery. "Show me," he ordered. The main screen flickered to life, revealing a distant object tumbling through space. As the Vigilant's powerful sensors focused on it, they could see it was a ship. But unlike any human vessel, its hull was covered in strange, crystalline structures, and portions of it seemed to glow with an inner light. "Life signs?" Walker asked. "Yes, sir. Multiple signatures, but they're weak. The ship appears to have taken heavy damage." Walker didn't hesitate. "Move us into range. Ready medical teams and security. This could be first contact, or a trap." As the Vigilant drew closer, they could see the true extent of the damage. The alien vessel's hull was scarred with what looked like weapon impacts, and several sections were open to space. "They're hailing us," Reeve announced, surprise evident in his voice. "The signal. It's using basic radio waves, sir. Almost like they're trying to use the simplest possible method to communicate." "Put it through." The bridge speakers crackled with a voice, clearly artificial but speaking perfect English. "Earth vessel, we come in peace. We require immediate assistance. We are representatives of the Stellar Council, and we must speak with your leaders." Walker exchanged glances with his first officer, Lisa Brown. They had both been trained for first contact scenarios, but this wasn't following any of the expected protocols. "This is Captain Thomas Walker of the Earth Defense Fleet vessel Vigilant. We stand ready to assist. Can you dock?" "Negative. Our propulsion systems are critically damaged. We request emergency boarding." After quick security scans confirmed the alien ship posed no immediate threat, Walker authorized a rescue operation. The Vigilant's shuttle bay opened, and rescue teams in sealed suits launched toward the damaged vessel. What they found inside would change human history forever. The alien visitors were nothing like the science fiction movies had predicted. They stood barely 4 feet tall, with bodies that seemed to shift between solid and translucent. Their environment suits were made of living material that pulsed with bioluminescence. The medical team brought 5 of them aboard, along with what appeared to be their diplomatic archives, crystal matrices humming with stored data. As soon as they were safely in the Vigilance medical bay, the leader of the group spoke through their translator device. "We apologize for this unplanned introduction," the alien said, its body rippling with colors that seemed to match its speech patterns. "We have been observing your species for some time, but we had hoped to make contact under better circumstances." Walker stood at a safe distance, flanked by his security team. "Why have you been watching us?" The alien's colors shifted to deep, worried hues. "Because you are unique. In all our centuries of space exploration, we have never encountered a species that progresses as rapidly as humans. Your technological evolution is concerning." "Concerning?" Walker raised an eyebrow. "In the last century, you have advanced from primitive combustion engines to functional spaceflight. Your military adaptability is unprecedented. And now," the alien's colors darkened further, "now we need your help. Or rather, we need you to understand why you must not help." "I don't follow," Walker said. "Captain Walker, there is a war. A war that makes your world wars look like minor skirmishes. 2 ancient civilizations are tearing the galaxy apart. And we—" The alien's voice cracked with static. "We came to beg humanity to stay out of it. Because if you join the conflict, everything will change. Your species, you would escalate everything beyond control." Walker looked at the damaged ship visible through the medical bay window, then back at these strange beings who had crossed the stars to deliver a warning. "I think," he said slowly, "you'd better explain everything to us." The aliens' colors shifted to a pattern Walker would later learn meant deep resignation. Yes, but you may not like what we have to tell you. 3 days after the rescue of the alien delegation, the United Earth Council chamber was filled to capacity. Representatives from every major nation sat in tense silence as the alien spokesman, who had introduced himself simply as Blue, due to his predominantly blue coloring, stood before them. The meeting had been arranged in record time, with the highest security measures in place. Military leaders, scientists, and political figures from around the world watched as holographic displays showed the aliens shifting colors while he spoke. "We thank you for gathering so quickly," Blue began, his translator converting his color speech into clear English. "What we must share with you cannot wait." General Robert Harris, commander of Earth's combined military forces, leaned forward in his seat. "You mentioned a war. Start there." Blue's form rippled with dark patterns. Two ancient civilizations, the Dominion and the Empire, have been fighting for control of the galaxy for the past 50 years. Both are thousands of years more advanced than humanity. The chamber screens lit up with images of massive space battles. Ships larger than cities exchanged fire with weapons that seemed to bend reality itself. Entire solar systems were shown being fortified with structures that defied human understanding. "Those are from last month," Blue said quietly. "The war has already consumed thousands of worlds." "And why?" asked Dr. Anna Thompson, Earth's leading xenobiologist. "Are you so concerned about our involvement?" Blue's colors swirled anxiously. "Because you are different. Every other species we have encountered developed their technology gradually, taking thousands of years to reach space. But humans," he paused, his colors flickering rapidly. "You went from primitive aircraft to lunar landings in just 60 years. From basic radio to quantum communications in less than a century." The chamber remained silent, but there was a subtle shift in the atmosphere. A hint of pride at humanity's achievements. "Your military history is even more remarkable," Blue continued. "In every major conflict, humans have shown an incredible ability to adapt and innovate. You turn civilian technology into weapons. You find weaknesses in superior forces and exploit them ruthlessly. You never fight the way your enemies expect." General Harris smiled slightly. "You make us sound dangerous." "You are." Blue's colors darkened to near black. "That's precisely why we're here. Both the Dominion and the Empire have noticed Earth. They've been watching, analyzing. They've seen your potential." The alien activated another hologram, showing a map of space around Earth. Red and blue markers indicated the territories of the warring factions, slowly creeping closer to human-controlled space. "They're already harvesting resources from systems you've claimed but haven't reached yet," Blue explained. "Soon, they'll try to draw you into the conflict. Each side believes they can control and use humanity's innovative potential." Dr. Thompson stood up. "And you think they're wrong?" "We know they're wrong." Blue's colors pulsed with intensity. "Our simulations show that if humanity enters this war, you won't be controlled. You'll revolutionize it. Your methods, your tactics, your way of thinking. You'll change everything. The death toll will multiply exponentially." The chamber erupted in murmurs. President Laura Wilson raised her hand for silence. "Are you suggesting," she asked carefully, "that humanity is too dangerous to be allowed into this conflict?" "We are begging you to stay neutral," Blue replied. "Not because we fear you, but because we fear what the war will become with your involvement. Your species has a unique capacity for both innovation and destruction, combined with advanced alien technology." He trailed off, his colors showing clear distress. General Harris stood up. "What if we don't have a choice? What if they drag us into this war anyway?" Blue's next words sent a chill through the chamber. "Then the galaxy will learn why we came here to warn you, rather than them. We estimate that within 1 Earth year of joining the conflict, humanity would advance their warfare technology by at least 500 years. Within 2 years, You would be introducing concepts of combat that neither the Dominion nor the Empire has ever considered. The silence that followed was deafening. Humanity had just been told they were too dangerous for an interstellar war, and somehow that felt like a compliment. In the week following the Stellar Council's warning, Earth's military command center beneath the Rocky Mountains buzzed with unprecedented activity. General Harris stood before a wall of screens, each showing different satellite feeds of Earth's orbital space. "Show me the latest analysis," he ordered. Officer Peter Wells brought up a new set of data. "Sir, we've confirmed the aliens' claims. Our deep space telescopes have detected both Dominion and Empire ships harvesting resources in our claimed systems. They're being careful to stay just beyond our current reach." The general's jaw tightened. While the world's governments publicly debated neutrality, the military had been working around the clock to assess the real situation. Captain Tom Walker, newly assigned as military liaison to the alien delegation, entered the command center with fresh intelligence. "Sir, you need to see this." He placed a crystal data cube on the main terminal, alien technology that Blue had provided to help them understand the threat. The screens filled with tactical data about both warring factions. "They're not just harvesting resources," Walker explained. "Both sides are positioning for something bigger. The Empire has been mapping our solar system's gravitational points. The Dominion is studying our communication networks. They're preparing for invasion," Harris concluded grimly, "whether we choose to join them or not." In orbit above Earth, the situation was equally tense. The EDF Vigilant patrolled the space near the moon, its sensors now enhanced with alien tech that Blue's people had provided. The ship's science officer, Dr. Mark Reed, worked tirelessly to understand the new capabilities. "It's fascinating," he told Walker during a secured transmission. "Their tech doesn't just advance ours. It shows us entirely new ways of thinking about physics. We've learned more in a week than in the past decade." Walker understood the implications. Despite Blue's warnings about humanity's dangerous potential, the Stellar Council had shared defensive technology to help Earth protect itself. They just hadn't anticipated how quickly humans would adapt and improve upon it. In the United Earth Council, the debate reached a critical point. President Wilson stood before the assembly, her face grave. "We have 3 options," she announced. "Declare neutrality and hope they respect it. Ally with one side preemptively. Or," she paused, "prepare for independent action." The council chamber erupted in argument. Some advocated for immediate alliance with the Empire, others for the Dominion. The neutrality faction argued passionately for peace. But in the military command center, General Harris had already seen enough. "Begin Protocol Ghost," he ordered quietly. Within hours, hidden facilities worldwide activated. Ships under construction were moved to underground bases. Weapons development accelerated. Earth's asteroid mining operations shifted to gathering specific metals needed for the coming storm. Walker looked at the latest intelligence reports with a mix of pride and concern. Humanity was preparing for war while maintaining a perfect facade of peaceful debate. They were doing exactly what Blue had warned about, adapting and innovating in ways the alien civilizations wouldn't expect. "Sir," a young lieutenant called out, "we're detecting unusual activity at the edge of the solar system." The main screen showed a massive Empire warship, not even trying to stay hidden anymore. It had positioned itself near Pluto, clearly serving as a message. "They're not going to wait for our decision," Walker realized. "They're going to force our hand." General Harris nodded grimly. "Then we'll be ready. Humanity won't join this war on anyone's terms but our own." In orbit, the Vigilant's enhanced sensors detected something else. Dozens of small Empire probes, already infiltrating the inner solar system. The game of patience was ending. Dr. Reed's voice came over the comm, excitement barely contained. "Sir, we've finished analyzing their shield technology. We can bypass it with conventional ballistic weapons, something they've never had to defend against. They're so advanced, they've forgotten the basics." Walker smiled. This was exactly what Blue had warned them about. humanity finding unexpected solutions, turning simple concepts into powerful weapons. The decision was being made for them, but humanity would be ready. Not as pawns in someone else's war, but as a force that would change the very nature of galactic conflict. They just hoped Blue's warnings wouldn't prove too prophetic. The human colony on Mars didn't see the attack coming. The Empire warship appeared from hyperspace without warning, its massive form casting a shadow over the main dome of New Armstrong City. "This is your only warning," the Empire commander's message boomed across all frequencies. "You are harboring Dominion spies. Surrender them, or we will take action." Inside the colony's command center, Governor Bill Foster knew there were no Dominion agents. This was the excuse the Empire had been waiting for. "All civilians to shelter immediately," he ordered, then opened a channel to Earth. "We need immediate assistance. Empire warship threatening." The first shot cut through the Martian atmosphere like a blade of light, striking the colony's main power facility. The shield generators, recently installed with Stellar Council technology, flickered and died. On Earth, General Harris watched the attack through real-time feeds. "Launch Operation Thunderbolt," he commanded. Now. Across Earth's surface, hidden bay doors opened in mountains, deserts, and oceans. Ships that humanity had been secretly retrofitting with hybrid technology rose into the sky. They looked like normal Earth vessels on the outside. But inside, they combined human ingenuity with alien tech in ways neither the Empire nor the Dominion had imagined possible. The EDF Vigilant led the first wave, Captain Walker commanding from the bridge. "All ships, maintain radio silence. Use only conventional engines until my mark." The Empire warship never saw them coming. They had expected a response from Earth's known military bases. Instead, the human fleet approached from multiple directions, using the asteroid belt for cover, running dark and cold like old submarines. "Their shields are calibrated for energy weapons," Walker transmitted to his fleet. "Load conventional railguns. Fire on my mark." The Empire ship detected the human fleet too late. Their advanced sensors, designed to spot energy weapons and exotic technology, had dismissed the approaching vessels as debris. Fire. Thousands of tungsten rods accelerated to near-relativistic speeds struck the Empire ship simultaneously. Their shields, designed to deflect energy weapons, proved useless against simple kinetic impacts. The massive vessel shuddered under the assault. On Mars, the colony watched in awe as their seemingly primitive saviors took on one of the most advanced warships in the galaxy, and won. The Empire commander's voice crackled through space, incredulous. "Impossible. You're using projectile weapons. That's ancient technology." Walker allowed himself a grim smile. Sometimes the old ways work best. The Empire ship retreated, jumping to hyperspace with multiple hull breaches. But the damage was done, not just to the ship, but to the galaxy's perception of humanity. Blue appeared on the Vigilance command screen, his colors showing a mix of awe and terror. "You turned simple projectile weapons into relativistic kill vehicles in less than a month. Do you understand what you've done?" "We defended our colony," Walker replied simply. "You demonstrated exactly what we feared." Blue's colors darkened. Both the Empire and Dominion will now know that humanity can adapt their technology in unexpected ways. The war will escalate. On Earth, President Wilson addressed an emergency session of the United Earth Council. "The Empire has forced our hand. We did not choose this war, but we will not shy away from it. As of today, Earth is officially at war." In military bases worldwide, weapons developers worked frantically to reverse engineer captured Empire technology. Ships were being retrofitted with new hybrid systems daily. What would have taken alien civilizations years to develop, humanity was achieving in weeks. General Harris reviewed the latest reports with a mixture of pride and concern. "How long until the Dominion responds?" "They already have," Walker reported from the Vigilant. "Their fleet is mobilizing." "But sir, they're not approaching Earth. They're running away." "They're afraid," Harris realized. not of our technology, but of what we'll do with theirs. In the depths of space, both the Empire and Dominion were about to learn why the Stellar Council had been so desperate to keep humanity out of their war. The catalyst had been lit, and there was no turning back. The galaxy was about to change forever. 3 months into the war, Earth's military research facility beneath the Pacific Ocean had become the heart of humanity's technological revolution. Dr. Reed stood before a holographic display, explaining his latest findings to General Harris and Captain Walker. "We've cracked their shield frequency modulation," he said, manipulating the 3D image of an alien defense system. "The Empire and Dominion both use exotic particles for their shields, but we found something simpler." He pressed a button, and a small drone appeared in the testing chamber. It fired what looked like a standard missile, but as it hit the alien shield, something unusual happened. Instead of being deflected, it passed through as if the shield wasn't there. "Phase-shifted kinetic weapons," Reed explained proudly. "Their shields stop energy and matter at specific frequencies. We just shoot between the frequencies." Walker shook his head in amazement. They've been using the same shield technology for so long, they never thought to defend against basic physics. The facility's screens lit up with an incoming transmission. The Vigilant, now equipped with humanity's latest innovations, had engaged a Dominion battle group near Jupiter. "Sir," the ship's new commander reported, "the guerrilla tactics are working. They keep expecting us to fight like them, meeting their fleets head-on. Instead, we're hitting and running, using the gas giant's storms for cover. They don't know how to handle it." General Harris watched as human ships, barely 1/10 the size of their alien counterparts, darted through Jupiter's atmosphere, using the planet's intense magnetic field to mask their movements. It was warfare that combined ancient naval tactics with space technology. In another part of the facility, engineers had reverse-engineered the aliens' quantum communications, but instead of just copying it, they'd found a way to use Earth's existing internet infrastructure to create a backup system. "The aliens never considered having redundant communication networks," explained Tech Officer Linda West. "They thought quantum was the peak of evolution. We're using everything from fiber optics to old radio waves. They can't shut us down because they can't predict what we'll use next." The greatest innovation, however, came from an unexpected source. Earth's video game developers, brought in to think outside the box, had created combat simulators that explored impossible scenarios. These simulations led to breakthrough after breakthrough. "Look at this," Dr. Reed said, pulling up another display. "We took the concept of video game power-ups and applied it to real space combat. Our ships can now collect energy from solar winds, using it to temporarily boost their capabilities. The aliens, they're calling it magic." Walker studied the latest battle reports. Human innovations were spreading across the galaxy. Both the Empire and Dominion were struggling to adapt to warfare that didn't follow their millennium-old rulebook. "Sir," a young lieutenant interrupted, "Blue is here. He's requesting an urgent meeting." The alien diplomat's colors were chaotic when he entered the room. "You have to stop," he said without preamble. "Your innovations, they're changing everything. The Empire lost an entire fleet yesterday to what they're calling primitive trickery." "You mean our solar sail ambush?" Harris asked. "Using stars to blind their sensors while we approach with powered-down systems." "Exactly." Blue's colors pulsed with frustration. No advanced civilization would ever think to use such basic physics as a weapon. "You're introducing warfare concepts that haven't been seen in the galaxy for thousands of years, and combining them with advanced technology in ways we never imagined." Walker stepped forward. "That's what humans do, Blue. We adapt. We innovate. We find solutions where others see only problems. And that's what terrifies us," Blue replied. "In just 3 months, you've advanced military technology in ways that should have taken centuries. The balance of power in the galaxy is shifting, and nobody knows where it will end." On the screens behind them, another battle began. Human ships, using tactics inspired by everything from ancient naval warfare to modern video games, engaged forces that had once seemed invincible. The innovation that the Stellar Council had feared was now unstoppable. Humanity wasn't just joining the galactic war. They were rewriting its rules. And they were just getting started. 6 months into the war, the galaxy had come to fear the sound of human engines. Not the hum of advanced alien drives, but the thunderous roar of chemical rockets, a sound that meant Earth's forces had found you. In the command center of the Mars Defense Station, General Harris watched as tactical displays showed the latest human innovation in action. A fleet of small Earth ships, barely armed by alien standards, approached a massive Empire dreadnought. "Begin Operation Trojan," he ordered. The human ships appeared to suffer catastrophic engine failures, drifting helplessly toward the Empire vessel. The alien ship's sensors showed them as damaged and powerless, exactly as planned. "They're deploying rescue drones," reported Captain Walker from his position aboard the lead ship, "just like they always do. Their programming won't let them ignore disabled vessels." The moment the Empire's automated rescue systems grabbed the Earth ships, everything changed. The supposedly dead vessels powered up, their hulls splitting open to reveal a new weapon that Dr. Reed had dubbed the lockpick, a device that turned the Empire's own tractor beams into conduits for Earth's boarding teams. "This is entirely unprecedented," Blue commented from his observer position in the command center, "using an enemy's humanitarian protocols against them. No one has ever considered such tactics." Within hours, the Empire dreadnought had a new crew. Human engineers were already taking it apart, learning its secrets, finding new ways to combine alien tech with Earth ingenuity. But the true game changer came in the form of information. As humans captured more ships and bases, they began to understand the full scope of the galactic war and found its greatest weakness. "Both sides are using standardized technology," Dr. Reed explained during an emergency briefing. "They'd been fighting the same way for so long, they'd forgotten how to adapt. But we're introducing chaos into their perfect system." The proof was in the numbers. The Empire and Dominion had begun withdrawing from battles when human forces appeared. Their commanders couldn't predict what Earth would try next. Solar mirrors used as weapons, asteroids turned into stealth platforms, old radio waves carrying virus-like code confused alien computers. "Sir," a communications officer called out, "we're picking up something strange. Both the Empire and Dominion. They're calling for a ceasefire with each other." The room fell silent. Blue's colors shifted to a pattern never seen before. "They're afraid," he said quietly. "Not just of your weapons, but of your ideas. You've shown them that their entire way of warfare is vulnerable to innovation they never imagined." General Harris studied the ceasefire request carefully. "They want us to stop introducing new technology into the conflict. They're offering Earth protected status in exchange, because they know they can't stop us any other way." Walker added via hologram from his captured Empire ship, "We've taken their most advanced technology and found ways to beat it with basic physics. We've turned their safety protocols into weaknesses. We've made their strengths into vulnerabilities." The tactical displays showed the current state of the war. Human-controlled systems were marked in green, spreading out from Earth like a web, not through traditional conquest, but through what the aliens were calling tactical infection, the spread of Earth's revolutionary military concepts. The Stellar Council was right, Blue said, his colors showing a mix of awe and fear. "You haven't just changed the war. You've changed the very nature of galactic combat. After this, nothing will be the same." In orbit, Earth's hybrid fleet gathered, ships that combined the best of human innovation with alien technology, vessels that could fight in ways the galaxy had never seen or had forgotten millennia ago. "They're not just calling for peace because they're losing," Harris realized. "They're calling for peace because they don't want to learn any more of our tricks." The game had changed, but not in the way anyone had expected. Humanity hadn't become a superpower through superior technology. They had done it by thinking differently, by seeing possibilities where others saw only established rules. The galaxy would never be the same, and Earth was just getting warmed up. 1 year after humanity entered the Galactic War, representatives from Earth sat at the peace conference table aboard a neutral station in deep space. The scene would have been unthinkable months earlier. A young spacefaring race mediating between ancient civilizations. Captain Walker, now Admiral, represented Earth's military interests. President Wilson led the diplomatic team. And Blue, once a bearer of warnings, now served as a neutral observer for the Stellar Council. The terms are simple, President Wilson stated, her voice carrying across the chamber. All sides will respect established territories. Technology sharing will be regulated. And most importantly, weapons development will be monitored by a joint council. The Empire and Dominion representatives, once proud and dismissive of primitive humans, now listened intently. Their own weapons, once thought invincible, sat in Earth museums, defeated by humans thinking outside their millennium-old box. "We still don't fully understand how you did it," the Empire's High Commander admitted. "Your ships were smaller, your technology less advanced. Yet you changed the fundamental nature of space warfare in months." Dr. Reed, now Earth's Chief of Scientific Development, displayed holographic records of the war's turning points. Human ships using solar winds as weapon delivery systems, ancient radio waves carrying modern computer viruses, and kinetic weapons that bypassed advanced shields through simple physics. "We didn't win through superior technology," Reed explained. "We won because we never stopped asking what if. While you perfected one way of fighting, we explored thousands." The Dominion's strategic master, his crystalline form dimmed with humility, spoke next. "Our simulations showed it would take centuries for a young race to catch up to our level. Instead, you showed us that we had become trapped by our own advancement." Blue's colors shifted in a pattern that humans had learned meant deep understanding. "This is why we tried to keep Earth out of the war. We knew you wouldn't just join it. You would transform it. And you did." The peace treaty took shape over the next few hours. But it was more than just a document ending hostilities. It was a recognition that the galaxy had changed forever. Under the terms, Earth would share its innovative thinking through a new galactic defense academy. In return, the older civilizations would share their advanced technology, properly regulated this time. "Imagine," Walker said to the assembly, "combining human creativity with your technological mastery, not for war, but for exploration and defense." As the leaders signed the treaty, screens showed celebrations breaking out across Earth and its colonies. Humanity had not only survived its trial by fire, it had emerged as a respected power in the galaxy. In the station's observation deck after the ceremony, Blue approached Walker and Wilson. "You proved us both right and wrong," he said, his colors swirling thoughtfully. "We were right about how you would change the war, but we were wrong about it being a disaster. Your innovations forced everyone to see the futility of their ancient conflict." President Wilson smiled. "Sometimes it takes a new perspective to see old problems differently." "The galaxy will never be the same," Blue agreed, "but perhaps that's not a bad thing. Your people have shown us that advancement doesn't always mean moving forward. Sometimes it means remembering the simple solutions we left behind." As Earth's representatives prepared to return home, they carried with them not just a peace treaty, but a new role in the galaxy. Humanity would be the bridge between the old and the new, combining ancient wisdom with innovative thinking. The war was over, but humanity's impact on the galaxy was just beginning. They had proven that true strength lies not in the power of weapons, but in the ability to think differently, to adapt, and to see possibilities where others see only limitations. As the Earth ships engaged their engines, still using the thunderous chemical rockets that had become their signature, Blue watched them go, his colors showing a new pattern: hope. The galaxy had feared humanity's entry into the war. Instead, they had found something unexpected: teachers who would help them remember how to think beyond their own limitations. The stars themselves seemed brighter somehow, ready for a new age of exploration and discovery, with humanity leading the way.